Let's prepare on the tension members. Tension member is nothing but it is also a steel member where the linear forces acts on it. So that is the only thing is different here. Okay. So here I have just drawn a diagram to represent an element with some two bolts. So it is experiencing an axial force. So when the axial force is applied along its longitudinal axis, no, so here the tension occurs. So this is the simple principle. So the design strength of these tension members will be based on three categories. So as we saw in the previous bolts and everything, no, so you'll be calculating the yielding strength, shear strength like that. No, here also there is some three important factors. The one is yielding of the gross section, and then the rupture strength of critical section, and then block shear strength. Okay. So the first one, that is yielding gross section. So yielding gross section means it is nothing but the total section will be occurring yielding. So yielding is nothing but when the tension is applied or when some force is applied, it will start yield, and after certain part it will be extending. As it is a steel member, due to its ductility property, after yielding also it will be extending, and after that only it will reach the ultimate stress. So here this yielding of gross section is one important point for considering this strength. So first let us see the formula for that yielding strength. So here T dg is equal to Ag Fy by gamma m0. So this is nothing but the gross area. Gross area is nothing but the total sections area. Some width and depth will be given, no? So that is enough. And Fy is nothing but the yield stress of that steel, and the factor of safety value is 1.1 here. So this is one formula for the yielding of gross section. Then the second thing is nothing but the rupture strength of critical section. So this rupture means it just breaks and some failure occurs. No. So this occurs in the critical section only. So which is critical section means it occurs in the minimum net area. So normally it occurs in the bolt area. The net area is nothing but it is the gross sectional area minus the value of area of the bolt or rivet or something. So this net area, no, where this minimum net area is occurring, in that place only this shear rupture failure will be happening. So this strength we are going to calculate now. So the formula is 0.9 ANFU by gamma m1. So the factor of safety value here is 1.25, and AN is nothing but the net area, and FU is the ultimate stress value. Here for FU you should substitute 410 Newton per mm square. Generally we will be taking that grade of steel. So FU will be, the ultimate value will be 410 here. Whereas in FY you should take 250 Newton per mm square, because that steel only will be using. Okay, and then here there is two values for this net area. We know FU and gamma m1. So AN is the only factor we don't know. So how to calculate this net cross sectional area? So there are two formulas. One formula is for chaining bolting, and the another one is staggered bolting. So what is this chain bolting and staggered bolting means? If the bolts are placed in a single line or in a series of line means it is chain bolting. If it is staggered, if it is in the alternate positions means we call that as a staggered bolting. So first chain bolting, the formula is B minus N D naught into T. So the D naught is the diameter of the bolt hole, and T is the thickness of the plate, and B is the width of the plate. Okay. And the next formula is for staggered bolting. So here I have drawn a diagram here. So there is a steel plate and there are only 3 bolts here. So this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3. The 5, 2, 6 I have written. No? So that 3 is only the bolts. So here if you consider only the 5 and 6, that 2 bolts alone means we call that as a chain bolting. But when you consider these 3 bolts together, we call that as a staggered bolting. Okay, so now you come to this formula. So here B minus N D naught, we know everything, plus sigma P square by 4G. So what is this P and G means? It is the pitch value and gauge value. So this also we have studied already. So pitch is nothing but the distance between the bolts in the longitudinal axis. So this is 75. So this 75 will be your pitch, and gauge is the distance between two bolts in the revert line axis. So this is 60 they have given here, no, 60 mm. So G will be 60 mm. And T is, we know the thickness of the plate, so we can substitute that. So the summation of this P square by 4G will be here. So now let us see with this example so that you will be very clear. Okay. So if this is the question asked and they ask you to find the critical net sectional area, means how you should do. So first we want to find the critical line. So where the critical line actually occurs, so that there only the rupture occurs. So after that only we can find the area for that. So there are several possibilities for the failure or the rupture to happen. So first let us find out that. So the first possibility is 1, 2, 3. I have drawn this, no, 1, 2, 3. So along this the failure can happen because only one bolt is here. So along this a failure can happen. So it is 1, 2, 3. So if you consider this means it is the chain bolting. So you can directly go for B minus N D naught into T, where for N you should substitute only one value because in this line only one bolt is there. Okay. So that for this case you will get the answer. Keep it aside. And the next case let us see means like similar thing we can go for the next line, that is 4, 5, 6, 7. So like this also a failure can occur. So if this is the case means here also you can apply the same formula, that is for chain bolting along the section 4, 5, 6, 7. While here while you substitute the formula B minus N D naught into T. So here for N you should substitute the number of bolts along this line. So you will get the answer for this. And the next case is it is 4, 5, 2, 3. Okay, so it will be occurring like this. So this is also one case. Okay, so if this is the case means you should go for the staggered bolting. So it is 4, 5, 2, 3, no. So you should go for the staggered bolting. So here it is B minus N D naught plus P square by 4G, where for P it is 75 and G it is 60 and the thickness of the plate 12. So you will get an answer, that is the cross sectional critical sectional area for this line. And the last case we are going to see is it is 4, 5, 2, 6, 7. Okay, so this may be another case. So this is the fourth case we are taking. So if you consider this case means here also again the staggered bolting only comes here. So here it will be B minus N D naught plus P square by 4G plus P square by 4G. Why I am telling here 2 times means here it crosses 2 bolts like this. Okay, so here it crosses like this. So for the first thing you have to do one pitch by 4G, and the next bolt you are doing another time pitch by 4G. So for this also you will be getting an answer. So now we have seen 4 different cases, and for 4 different cases we will be getting 4 different critical area. So based on these 4, the minimum area for which you are getting, for which case if you are getting means, so that will be the answer for you. Okay, so here for this question the minimum effective area you will be getting along the section 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so along this line only you will be getting the minimum area. So this area only you should keep it as the AN value for this formula. So you can check, you can do it on your own and check whether it is coming right or not. So that's all with this rupture for this type of element. So now we will see the same rupture strength for the angle, that is one leg connected angle. Now for this type of angle connection, what is the difference here and what is the formula here? Let us see. Okay, so I have drawn a simple angle like structure here. So this one side is connected with the bolt and the other side is not connected. So we can name it as the connected leg and outstanding leg. Okay, so this may be your connecting leg and this will be your outstanding leg. So now normally when a member is subjected to tension, the tension force or the tension load will be occurring along its center of gravity of that member only. But in the case of this example, if you see means it does not get transferred in the center of gravity of the element because only one leg is connected, so that the load is transferred with some eccentricity only, so that the uniform distribution of stress is not occurring here. So the stress distribution is varying here. Okay, so due to this case, what happens means the connected leg, no, so this will reach its ultimate stress, whereas the outstanding leg will reach its yield stress 1D. Okay, so yield stress is which is less than the ultimate stress, no. So this connected will reach its ultimate, whereas at that time the outstanding leg will be reaching its yield stress 1D. So this phenomenon they call it as the shear lag phenomenon, and this is completely based on that load transferring principle only. So due to these differences and criteria, the formula has been changed for this type of angles end connection. That is this formula, TDN is equal to 0.9 ANCFU by gamma M1 plus beta AGGO by gamma M1. So here I have given the definition for everything. 0.9 ANC is nothing but the net area of the connected leg, and FU we know, gamma M1 also we know, and for beta there is a formula, the big formula here, 1.4.076 W by T Fy by Fu Bs by Lc, which should be greater than or equal to 0.7 and should be less than or equal to Fu by gamma Mo plus by Fu Fy by gamma M1. So this is important, this criteria, no? So you should remember this. Okay, so here W is nothing but the width of the outstanding leg, T is the thickness of that total angle. So for both the leg, obviously it will be same only. BS, Fy and Fu we know, BS is the shear lag width. Okay, so this is given here. If it is a bolted means we go for W plus G minus T. So this W is nothing but the width of the outstanding leg, and G is the gauge length. Okay, and T is the thickness of the plate, and for welded connection you can take BS is equal to W, that is the width of the outstanding leg alone. Okay, and then LC is nothing but the length of the connection. So length of the connection means it is the distance between the outermost bolt in the joint along the length. Okay, so that outermost bolt's length is only called as the LC here. So this is all about beta, and AGO is nothing but the gross area of the outstanding leg, whereas in this NC it is the net area of the connected leg. Okay, so here this formula is based on the connected leg, and this formula is based on the outstanding leg. So into Fy by gamma M0. So this was all about this angle connection. Next comes the block shear. So block shear is nothing but a combination of both shear and tension will be occurring here. Okay, so that only this block shear case is coming here. So how it happens, let me explain that. So here I have drawn a diagram for that. So this is the diagram. So the failure may happen like this. So if along the horizontal axis, no, so if this is the case means we call it as the shear failure, and it also occurs like this. Okay, so this is nothing but the tension failure. So it may happen like this also. Like this also the failure may happen. That is, failure is nothing but it just breaks there or cracks forms there. Okay, so this is the case of this block shear. So here we can separate it into two cases. That is, in the shear failure, no, that is tending to yield, and tension is tending to rupture. That alone may happen. Just the yield happens there in shear line, and along the tension line the rupture will happen. And the inverse case, that is, in shear line the rupture will be happening, and in the tension line just yield will be happening. Okay, so there is two different formulas for this. So you can go through the formula here, AVG Fy by root 3 gamma Mo everything, and the similar will be like this, only this root 3 will be coming here in the next formula. And this ABG and ATG will be different here. So what is this ABG ATG means? It is nothing but the minimum gross area and the minimum net area only. In the first case it is all about TVG, no? So TVG means it is the minimum gross area in the shear. So it is for gross area because yield is occurring there, and tension there is rupture occurring. So when rupture occurs, you should go for the minimum TN. So it is minimum net area. Okay. So remember like this, when yield occurs, there should be gross, and when rupture occurs, there should be net area. So here this AVG is the gross area in shear, and this is net area in tension. And in the next case, it is the gross area in tension, and AVN is the net area in the shear. So that's all about this block shear strength. So now we have got three different strengths, that is yield strength, rupture strength and block shear strength. So if a question is given to you, you should calculate all these three strengths for everything, and out of this which is the minimum value you are getting, so that minimum value will be your design strength of that member. Okay, that's all. So this is actually a lengthy problem only. They have not asked in the objective questions. Maybe they'll be asking a part of this, like we want to calculate the net sectional area of the critical section, like that they'll be asking here. So better you just go through the formulas another time, so that it will be easy for you. Thank you, and keep watching for the next lecture on tension, splice and lug angles.